Alright folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Russellville, Arkansas. Where I'm at tonight. We did good on the smoking today. The cravings are getting a lot less. We was talking about that today. For me, when the cravings are the worst is after when I ate. Now this evening we went in there and had pancakes. We had a sweet tooth. We're at a Denny's. Went in there and had pancakes. And normally after we're done eating, that's when it hits me hard. I did today earlier when we had ate. We'd grab some chicken strips type deal. And ate them on the fly. Yeah, I got a urge wanting to smoke then. Only lasted a minute or two, then it's gone. Tonight I didn't even get one. Now, the wife says that her urges, and we're talking about the strongest ones. You have minor ones all throughout the day. But when she gets up of a morning, that's when she really wants one. And after when she eats. Well, that's when we got talking about our actual smoking habits and the difference in them. When I'd wake up of a morning, I'd be up a little while, not a long time. But 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes every once in a while. I didn't just wake up and light a cigarette. Now, I smoked more than the wife did. However, as soon as she woke up, she damn near had one lit before her feet hit the floor. Get up for our little potty breaks during the night, and she would light one up when she'd go to the bathroom of a night. I never did that. So she'd hit it 2, 3, 4, whatever times while she went tinkle, and then she'd put it out, put in the snuffer. I never did that. I'd just go tinkle, go back to bed. And if I started smoking a cigarette, I'd be up. So, we had our own different little habits. So we're getting to a point now where we have to fight our own little individual struggles. So, and that's what it's boiling down to. We still do it together as a team, but we encourage each other and whatnot. But the whole thing, this whole quit thing, has been an individual battle. Yeah, we've used each other as support teams and all that. And in the beginning, just not to smoke was damn sure a joint effort. But now we're getting down to the fine-tuning of not smoking. And we have our own little individuals. Our own little individual battles to fight. And we're fighting them. She does a lot more nicotine gum than I do. If that's what it takes for her to battle hers, that's fine. Overall, I probably go through more gum than she does, but it ain't the nicotine gum, and I don't chew it very long. I'll go get in that craving, and I've got 3 or 4 different types of stuff up here, and yes, it's the sugarless, sugar-free, whatever. Tons of people was telling us about doing lifesavers and this, that, and the other. We didn't want to replace cigarettes with sugar. So we was doing the gums that were sugar-free. Our next battle's probably going to be weight. And once again, that's an individual effort, the individual battle. We did do that before together out here many a year ago, and we did it quite successfully. I wound up losing about 70 pounds, and I think she lost like 50. We tell people we lost a small person. And that was fought together in the truck, and it was a hard fight. Not necessarily losing the weight, we was doing the Atkins diet, and to keep on the diet, with this lifestyle is hard. That's one of my pet peeves out here, is folks will tell you all the unhealthy things that you're doing. They're not out here living it. They're not doing it. One of my things about Sirius Radio, the Road Dog Show, I actually listened to it until about 12 years ago or something. I cut it off. I had enough. Well, it was about a year after 9/11. So it would have been about 02 or 03 I cut it off. And that was simply because they was having so many new drivers come on there talking stupid talk. I have cooked in my truck. My best friend and I, before he died, we was doing some major cooking and getting ready to write a cookbook. And I turned it into a blog, but that's a whole different other story. Some of the stuff these guys, these drivers, were talking about cooking in their truck, you didn't have time to drive. They got talking about exercising, and some of the stuff that they was doing to exercise, they didn't have time to drive a truck. And it went on and on and on. These were not truck drivers. I'm old school. I'm a dinosaur. I know that. But damn it, you hire on to drive a truck, drive the truck. You know, if you're going to... Oh, and one of the final ones that just broke the camel's back. Oh, I just wake up in a different world every day, and I just go into the truck stop, and I get my shower, and I take 2 hours to get all prepped up and do my makeup and da-da-da-da. And life is so wonderful. Oh, boy. I said, yep. And I'll have to dodge you later, idiot. I had to turn it off. I couldn't stand hearing it no more. Because these are the kind of people that will tell you how to live out here. They've been out here 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe a whole 3 years. They ain't got a clue. I've got more time backing up to the truck stop shitter than they've got backing up into docks. I mean, it's ridiculous. So don't tell me the lifestyle out here. After you've lived it, after you've blown out your knees from the clutch and the brakes, and climbing in and out of these things, after you've ruined your hands banging around on these trailers and these doors and loading and unloading loads, and after you've lived the life, you know the old saying, walk a mile in my shoe? Walk a half mile in my shoe, and then we'll talk a little bit. So what all this rant heads down to is it's damn hard to eat healthy out here and not spend your whole paycheck. I spend an average of $200 a week. I go over that periodically. I do my best not to, but I have myself set at an allowance of $200. Now, just tonight, me and the wife went in and had a snack. She had just pancakes with 2 pieces of bacon. We both had a glass of milk, and I had one of their little Denny meals. Came up $22 without a tip. That's a simple meal. All right, call it 25 with a tip. Now, if she wasn't out here, just me, that's $12, $13. Now, how many meals are you going to get out of $200 at $12 and $13 a meal? Now, that $200, I got to have my sodas throughout the day. Any kind of little snack foods. So 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. That's 21 meals. You ain't even got $10 in your budget per meal. Now, what about your snacks? What about your sodas? You know, it gets real expensive out here. So you wind up doing the 2 for $3 hot dogs. Oh, yay. You go to McDonald's and get their little, they used to be $1. Now that we got $15 minimum wage in some places, McDonald's shot their prices up everywhere. We got shell shock right there in little town our company's in. We're going to go do laundry while they was waiting on this truck and stuff. We had hours to kill, so we're going to go do our laundry. We hit a McDonald's drive-through. One of the guys at work let us borrow their personal vehicle. $20 damn. It was $19 for 4 sausage, egg, cheese biscuits. I said, you got to be kidding me. $4.50 a piece. Could knock me over with a straw. So, you know, with them kind of prices that's out here, I'm not going to spend $300 and $400 a week out here on just me trying to eat healthy. You know, cut out the carbs and the sugars and this and that. So, I don't even know what got me on this rant, but for you that want to be a truck driver, there's your good one to pounder before you come out here. We've been at it long enough, the wife and I, that we do have a half a clue on how to help me eat healthier out here. And one thing about it with this new truck, I don't have the hassle that I had with my microwave. The microwave, I had to put it in one place and strap it down. Then when I was going to use it, I'd have to take it down, set it on the bunk, plug it in, use it, then unplug it, put it back up, blah, blah, blah. It was a pain in the ass, I ain't gonna lie. The ice box, a foot, 14 inches wide. Trucks before that, I was lucky if I had the microwave in them. Some of them I did, some of them I didn't. A lot of times I had the Coleman coolers. Stuff like that. This one's got a pretty decent ice box in it. And it's got a place up here for the microwave. Don't know what I'll do about the coffee. I'm going to try to cut out my Monster drinks, my energy drinks. The hand that was saying the Kruger or whatever it is, that fancy coffee maker, that's not practical in a truck for me. For me. It might work for you. I don't like coffee enough out here anymore, or anywhere anymore, to put that kind of money into it. And the space I would have to sacrifice to have that bigger machine, I just don't see it happening. We have a couple of real small machines at the house. If we can make them work in a designated spot that we have for the coffee pot, then I might bring coffee. If not, I got me a coffee cup down here. If I want coffee, I'll go in and doctor it up and have a shitty cup of coffee. The Monster drinks don't do that much for me. They haven't in a long time. I just kind of like the flavor of them, the taste of them. But since we quit smoking, we both have noticed that the taste has changed, and I'm not that crazy about it. So, you know, a lot of lifestyle changes coming down the pipe for me. Well, with the bigger ice box, the microwave, I'm gonna make a stab at eating a little healthier in here. Now also part of the issue on that eating in the truck is after you spend 10 to 14 plus hours in this truck making a living in it today, sometimes you just want to get the hell out of it and just get out of it. So you use that for an excuse to go inside to get something to eat. Their TV, it's usually football or one of their crime investigation things. That didn't hold a whole lot for me. The sports don't at all, including NASCAR. I'm not into none of that. Usually I didn't hang out in there to watch any of the TV programs because I was a smoker. I'd get up and go out to have a cigarette because you can't smoke in there. Time you come back, you've done missed part of the show. Somebody's done got your seat. A bunch of truck drivers are talking over the show, you know. So we're debating on getting me a TV for in the truck. Although it'd be more for Mama when she comes out than me, because I don't do a lot of TV. I don't do my internet anymore. This stuff, you know. So anyhow, me and I combined them last night about the smoking deal in this new truck. I'm liking the new truck with the exception of the training wheels. The little beeps and burps and all that, no, I'm not liking that good. Figure if I want to play Nintendo video games, I'll buy a Nintendo system. That's about what this nonsense reminds me of. Still learning how to deal with it. I'm still trying to be patient with it. Like I told you last night, I am an old dinosaur, and some of this modern day trucking I've taken to a little bit. So I'm trying to see if I can learn to tolerate this nonsense. Because it don't matter anymore, boys and girls. Trucking is changing. It's changing. There's a whole lot of this stuff that coming your way, period. It's just how it's going to be. And some of it's law, some of it ain't, some of it's insurance. It's modern day trucking. So what do? Get mad and leave this company and go try to find another company? Guess what? They might not have the video effects in here, the sound effects in their trucks, but there's going to be something else I don't like. So, and I'm old enough and mature enough to know that there's no perfect job out there. The only perfect job would be if they told me to go home and they send me a paycheck every week, and I ain't found nobody in damn near 60 years to do that. I doubt if I will now. So you just got to find what you can live with. You know, what can you tolerate in a company? What can you tolerate in the trucking industry? So I'm trying to see if I can tolerate these sound effects and this nonsense in here. And of course, I've had people tell me, oh, well, those noises, you'll get used to those. You'll learn to tune them out. If I learn to tune them out, how are they a safety device? What good are they doing if drivers learn how to tune them out? If you tune them out, take them out. Makes sense to me. If I learn to ignore that buzzer that goes off over that door telling me that I crossed the fog line, what good is it? Get rid of the system. You know, if this one over here that tells me I crossed the zipper, I learn to ignore that, why have it? You know? Personally, honestly, I find it an insult to my experience and my driving record. I find it an insult. And not necessarily personally from my boss, but it's just insulting to me. I honestly believe that what it is, you know, they're coming out with these trucks that drive themselves. And they've got a couple of them that they're trying out. They was going to try some out in Nevada. I don't know if that got vetoed or not. But they want these trucks to drive themselves, and they need this kind of stuff. So they have to improve it that monitors those lines to keep them trucks in line going down the road. They need that thing out in the front so these vehicles ain't running into each other. Well, somebody has to pay for it. So they're going to force it up onto the industry. So with this happening, I'll just about bet somewhere Peterbilt has their finger in these modern day trucks that are supposed to drive themselves. So to pay for their research and their experiments, they're forcing the people that buy Peterbilts to get these. I bet you it's damn hard to buy a Peterbilt without this stuff. You know? I imagine the insurance companies have got their fingers in the pie somewhere. And that's why the insurance is giving discounts or required it. And I don't know, I was told from a fairly reliable source that the reason ours are activated is to get the company a break on insurance. That's just my thoughts. I could be way off base. I usually ain't, but I could be. So, now also something today, I'll tell on myself. Me and the wife was talking, and with some of these modern electronics, and if I look like I'm sitting crooked, it's because with this truck, the way I had to mount that camera up there, it is sitting a little bit crooked. And I hope to figure out a way to straighten it up to fix it, but I haven't yet. So if I'm cattywampus, you just got to deal with it. But I was telling the wife that what I have noticed is with that doohickey on the front that slows me down, that keeps me from rear-ending people, I have to fall over because I might be going 1 mile an hour faster than that truck, or 2 miles an hour faster than that truck. Then I have to fall over a lot sooner than I normally would into the passing lane, or else this thing puts on its brakes. And now it takes me longer to get around him, a longer span than I normally would. And like I told her, I said, I'm becoming one of the guys that I've been talking smack about. Driver, if you can't pass him, get your ass back over. Now I'm turning into one of them, driving one of these modern trucks. We had to scale this load out. Had to circle around the truck stop so I could get back on the fuel island. And this is an automatic. And I'm coming around and I catch this thing just revving up over RPM big time, and I reach over and slap it, tell it to change gears, and yes, you can do that. And I told the wife, I said, you hear that? I said, now that's stuff that I have talked smack about other people's doing. And she says, real recently? And I said, yeah, here in the last few weeks, I'm sure. And she said, no, last couple of days. And she told me of an incident just a couple of days ago where somebody was doing the same thing, and I'm over there saying, damn, driver, don't you know how to shift gears? Now I'm doing the same stuff. Now that kind of sucks, but hey, I'm manning up. I'm telling you about it. I'm owning up to it. It's more of this modern day truck driving. When you take a dinosaur and put him in a Porsche, you're going to have issues. So with that, remember, God loves you, and so do I. I've got my doubts about modern day trucking. I've been singing Mama a Little Song all day, or parts of one. So I'll close it out singing it to you. He's an old trucker and he don't know what to do. Should he hold on to the past? Should he grab on to the new? He's an old trucker and he don't know what to do. He's just trying real hard to get along. Y'all have a good night.